Perfect. So, hello everyone. I hope you're all well. So, thank you so much for joining our session with DHL today. If you have any questions throughout the session, you can pop them in the Q&A chat down below, or alternatively, there will be the DHL booth throughout the whole day, so you can ask any questions throughout. So, just so you know, this will be recorded. So, if you need to go back and look at anything, we will be uploading this recording very soon. So I will hand straight over to Daisy and Thea from DHL.
Perfect. Thank you, Lottie. Hi, everyone. So my name is Thea. I'm the talent attraction manager at DHL Supply Chain. So basically just here today to speak to you about DHL, introduce you to the company and the apprenticeships we offer. And as Lottie said, I've got one of our apprentices here, Daisy, so she'll be able to give you a bit of overview of like her experience as well. So to get started then, as I said, we're from DHL Supply Chain. So you may recognise DHL, you might have seen the big red and yellow trucks on the road. So DHL is a really huge company, and it's got kind of 5 different business areas that sit underneath the main DHL group. So when we say we're DHL Supply Chain, we're actually like the supply chain and logistics sort of wing of the overall DHL group. So the people that do the kind of parcels and packages and bring things to your home, that's DHL Express, who you have probably interacted with before. And then we're DHL Supply Chain. So basically, companies come to us and ask us to outsource their logistics needs. So we kind of take that on for them. So we have 5 different business units in the company. And if you did join us as an apprentice, you might sit in one of these. So I'll just do a brief overview of them. I won't go into too much detail, but we've got our manufacturing and logistics business unit. So some of the companies we work with are the likes of Aston Martin, Jaguar Land Rover, and we do various things for these companies. So we do a lot of kind of moving the parts just in time to get kind of cars ready for production lines. And we also have kind of finished vehicle solutions sites. So kind of making sure that all cars that are made and ready to sell brand new are up to spec and sorted out. And if there are any issues with those cars, they actually come back to our site, and it is DHL staff that are sorting those out and fixing them up. So you might not necessarily think we do that sort of thing, but we do. We then have our e-com and retail business unit, sort of what it says on the tin, kind of any of those kind of e-commerce and retail type companies that come to us. So we've got some like Sephora, obviously do all the beauty products and makeup products, and we also have M&S clothing as well. We've then got our consumer and convenience business unit. So examples of what we do in that area are like any kind of small supermarkets, such as Morrison's. We do all the kind of supply chain and stock management for them. We then have our network transport solutions business unit, which is really cool because actually, if you think about everything I've mentioned so far, there is a lot of fleets on the road of vehicles and transport, and our network transport solutions business unit actually manages all the transport for all the other business units. And then we have our healthcare and specialist logistics business unit. So this is the 5th and final one. And this is doing super kind of like intricate work in like the healthcare and sciences world. So we stock a lot of medication, and we were really involved in kind of the transport of some of the COVID vaccines. We have kind of very specialist logistics for this business unit. So we've got some fridge and freezer storage and trucks so that medicines can be transported at certain temperatures, that sort of thing. And there's also like an ambulance unit that's linked to this as well. So some of the ambulance transport in London is actually being like managed and run by DHL Supply Chain. So I'd just like to go over those things because I think you may not be aware that we are so much more than just parcels and lorries and moving things around. So it's nice to give you a little overview of the other things we do. We do also have, as we're such a large company, more functional business areas that, again, we hire apprenticeships into. So we've got finance, marketing, HR, digital and technology. We've got project management, sales. And so throughout all of those functional areas and the business units that I mentioned, we offer a wide range of apprenticeships. So we have on offer from level 3 to level 6. So level 6 being the degree level apprenticeship. So all of these vacancies are still currently live. So I'll do a quick overview of them. And if there's any that you are interested in, these will be on our Next Generation Talent DHL website. So for level 3, we've got transport planner, customer experience, assistant accountant, team leader, and HR support apprenticeships. For level 4, we've just got digital and technology apprenticeships. So we've got a cybersecurity risk analyst role, a data analyst role, a business analyst role, a data protection role, and then a digital project manager role. I think from when I've kind of spoken to students previously, a lot of them have been surprised that we offer so much in this kind of digital and tech space, but we're a very kind of forward-thinking, innovative business, and there's like a big awareness that, you know, this is the future, and we want those kind of young minds coming in to be able to get educated in these fields and bring those fresh perspectives. We then have a couple of level 6 degree apprenticeships. So we've got chartered manager degree apprenticeship, which is something that we've been offering for a while now. And then on Monday this week, the beginning of National Apprenticeship Week, we actually launched a brand new programme that we've never offered before, called the Women in Supply Chain Accelerator Programme. So this programme is basically another opportunity to, you know, earn while you learn, come into the supply chain operation, really understand, you know, how it works, and learn how to manage it as well, and manage a team within it. So you do across the 4-year program, 8 different rotations to kind of get an idea of what all different parts of the supply chain operation involves. Hopefully you'll really find kind of, you know, your favorite area or where your strengths lie. And then following the program finishing, you can get a full-time role in that area. So there's more information, again, about all of these roles on our Next Generation Talent website. In terms of requirements for the roles, they vary depending on whether it's kind of level 3, 4, or 6. You do need to be 18 to join the business, but all of these roles are kind of, we're doing the applications now, and they actually, you would start with the business in September 2026. So it's fine to apply if you're 17, and by the time you join the business, you're as close to 18 as possible. We are, like the DHL Supply Chain UKI area is a national business, so we do have a really wide range of locations. So we've got about 400 sites across the UK, I think. So the locations for all of these roles really vary. But most of them actually have the locations added onto them. So you can go on, click on the job ad, and you'll be able to see where it's based. Just to touch on the salary as well. So the level 3 and level 4 apprenticeships, starting salary is 21,000. And then the level 6 degree apprenticeship is 23,000. Your salary increases each year that you're on program with us, and we do offer kind of permanent roles for our apprentices once they finish their programs. If you do like a level 3 or a level 4 apprenticeship with us, there is also opportunities to keep doing apprenticeships and do the next level up as well once you finish the program, which is exciting. And there's a lot of support and kind of extra opportunities offered whilst you're on the program with us, which is something perhaps I'll ask Daisy about as well. So Daisy, I'll kind of come to you now, maybe if you just want to kind of introduce yourself and your role and speak a bit about your experience.
Problems, thank you very much. So yeah, I'm Daisy. I'm currently in my 4th year, so my last year of my degree apprenticeship, studying at Aston University on the supply chain management. So I joined the business when I was fresh out of sixth form, 18. I just done my A-levels, and I in my last year in year 13, I thought I don't want to go to uni. I want to keep on earning money because I had a part-time job at the time. And I thought, what can I do? So I had a look online, came across this apprenticeship with DHL, and I thought, do you know what? I'll give it a go. And then assessment centres, interviews, and was lucky enough to get people. And to be honest, it's been the best thing. Earning role learning is such it's such a great thing because you've already got 4 years or 3 years industry experience by the time we're supposed to be graduating from university. And there is a high probability of getting a full-time role once you come off program. So that's where I currently am at, looking for my next venture within DHL, finishing in the summer this year. So yeah, I can't recommend it enough. Apprenticeships, I think, well, for me, are the best way forward. Getting all the industry experience, also earning a good salary as well. For joining straight from school, it's a great salary for someone our age. So yeah, can't recommend it enough.
Perfect. So I've just got a few questions kind of prepped for Daisy that I think, we typically get asked by students. So Daisy, sort of what support have you received whilst you've been doing your apprenticeship with DHL?
So since starting, I've had a few different managers who have all been great in supporting me if I need. One day a week I have to do university work, so I have my mentors at university who I speak to on a weekly basis, who again give me the support that I need for my assignments. And then anything that's in work but not necessarily work focused, I can go to the next gen talent team, the rest of the team. If I have any problems, or I've had an instance before where I haven't quite felt comfortable in my role. It wasn't for me, so the next gen talent team helped me move over, and now it was the best move ever. So staying within the business, but doing sort of moves across business units.
Yeah, which I think is something we hear about a lot, especially when you're joining your first role so young and you've perhaps not been in the kind of work environment before. You don't know exactly whether you're going to like it, whether it's going to be the right fit for you. And that's okay. Sometimes you have just got to give things a go, and you might join a role and think, actually, this isn't quite working. But I think I just take Daisy's advice there of, speak up and let kind of program managers know. We've got 2 dedicated apprenticeship program managers in our team. So if any apprentices just want to talk to someone that, isn't their direct line manager or isn't connected to the day job necessarily, they can do and get that support to even move role as well. So it's great to hear that kind of worked out for you. What about kind of any almost extracurricular type stuff that you've done with the business kind of outside of your day job?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously with it being National Apprenticeship Week, I'm always involved in the activities, events we have going on. So I've actually been back to my old school a few times and hosted a careers fair, which was nice to go back, see some of the old teachers that helped me get my apprenticeship, and then speak to the students about promoting benefits of doing an apprenticeship. We've had days out, collaborations with other businesses, and getting together and networking with the other places is also really beneficial, because if you're thinking something that you don't want to ask speak to other apprentices and they might have the answer for them for a similar situation.
Yeah, for sure. We actually had a apprenticeship awards ceremony as well this week, yesterday actually. So we got all of our apprentices in the business that are currently on programme with us together at Silverstone Museum near the Silverstone racetrack. And we basically just celebrated all things apprenticeships. Daisy actually won an award as well. So it was just a great event to kind of recognise everyone's hard work. And like Daisy said, like a brilliant kind of networking opportunity as well, because like we said about the sites, you could be kind of dotted all over the UK. So it's nice to get everyone together so that they can catch up as well. In terms of kind of other opportunities you can do alongside your programme, we also have a few different agendas, such as like Go Teach and Go Green. So Go Teach is kind of similar to what Daisy touched on, but an opportunity to get involved in kind of helping young students at school learn about the opportunities in supply chain, but also just kind of general career advice, CV advice, so you can get trained up and then go into schools and help people. And I think it often resonates a lot more if it's coming from people that weren't in their position long before either. And then the Go Green agenda is basically kind of a huge initiative at DHL to support with sustainability. So this can be anything from you just being kind of like a Go Green champion on your site and kind of looking around at where improvements could be implemented to make the site more sustainable. We do things very basic all the way down to kind of litter picking, tree planting, or up towards you can ask to kind of sit on panels where Go Green agendas is kind of being discussed with more senior people in the business. So there's a big range of opportunities and events that are available for kind of apprentices to jump into when they're on programme with us as well. So Daisy, I was just thinking perhaps we should touch a bit on the application process as well. So just to give everyone kind of a rough understanding of our application process at the moment, you'd pick the role that you would like to apply for and complete an application form. This is basically just popping in your personal details, that kind of thing. You then will get kind of invited to our first round of online tests. For the majority of our apprenticeship roles, there's 2 rounds of online tests. I think for a couple of roles, there's just 1. I promise they're not quite as bad as some of the ones that are out there. Our advice really is to just take your time, really focus on it and give yourself the opportunity to complete it in plenty of time, because we don't set time limits or anything or restrictions, and all of the answers are marked by humans. So if there's any video recorded interviews, they're being watched by humans and things like that. So you don't need any kind of AI buzzwords thrown in there. After you've completed the online tests, if you're successful, you get invited through to one of our experience days. This is essentially just what we call an assessment centre. So we try to keep our assessment centres as kind of relaxed and informal as possible. We appreciate that everyone would be quite nervous. So we do a bit of an intro to DHL, and then there's kind of 3 assessments that are done that day. So you have an interview as normal, which would just be kind of one-on-one, and then you have a group task. So you're basically given a case study, you discuss it together, and then just informally present it back to the assessors. And then there's kind of like an individual presentation, but again, it's nothing formal. There's no slideshow or kind of presenting into crowds of people. You just kind of get given a case study, make some notes yourself, and then you would just present it verbally back to 1 or 2 assessors. Before the assessment centre, which is in person, we do actually invite you to come along to a virtual sort of program overview. So this isn't any kind of assessment. It's just for you to come along and hear a proper kind of overview of the role that you have applied to, because we really appreciate that before that point, all you've really got to go off is the job description. So we invite some current apprentices and some senior people in the business area that you've applied to, and just give you a full debrief on what it's like, what the role is, what to expect, so that you can kind of have that information and think, is this definitely right for me? Is this definitely something that I still want to apply to, still want to go to the assessment centre? So that, you know, any further efforts that are put in are definitely kind of the right decision for you. So Daisy, like, how did you find the assessment centre, well, the whole application process actually?
Yeah, I mean, I applied during COVID time, so it was quite different to how it is now, but it was still, I mean, seamless in the way that it was very clear. I had to do my online tests, an online interview, and then my assessment centre was virtual, so on Teams, which was quite daunting actually, as someone who had never been involved in anything like that before, coming online and then with however many people were on there, and then doing your interview online, doing your group tasks online. But having been to a few of the assessment centres in more recent times where it's been face to face, it's a lot more comfortable. Everyone's in the same boat at the end of the day. You're all there for one reason, and I think it's a great chance to show how like your skills and your attributes, because quite often it's not everyone's got a lot of experience to kind of reel off from their CV. So it's practical skills and showing how your personal attributes could contribute to the business.
Yeah, definitely. I've just had a look as well in the little Q&A box. There are a couple of questions. So someone's asked, what kind of candidates are you looking for in these apprenticeships at level 3 and 4? So any kind of specific requirements in terms of kind of having your maths and English GCSE will be on the job description, because they may vary slightly depending on what you're applying for. But really what we're looking for is people that are just really interested and keen in the kind of area that they're applying to. So any kind of previous academic background obviously doesn't matter. We just want to see, you know, are you really interested in kind of, let's say, data analysis, that sort of thing, you know, what have you read about it? Also, just, are you interested in DHL supply chain? You know, have you done your research before kind of coming along to meet us? And I would say as well that something that always kind of stands out to us is candidates asking lots of questions at assessment centre. I think just shows that, you know, you're kind of intuitive and really well, keen to find out more about the business. Really, it's a good tell that someone's interested. What kind of questions can we expect from the online tests? So they are psychometric tests, and they are strength-based. So because everyone has kind of different educational backgrounds, and we accept any backgrounds onto the apprenticeship programs, no one is tested on anything that's like technically challenging. So it's all kind of like scenario based for the online tests, really. So you might be given an example of an email, let's say, and then there's 5 responses below on how you would react to that email, and you just have to rank it in preference order. So often it really is just be yourself, read through them and think, what would you do? And the examples just vary. Sometimes it's kind of listening to a voicemail that somebody's left or that sort of thing. And then when it's onto the video type questions, they are all strengths based. So it really is thinking about, you know, what are your strengths, and having examples ready of where you've already shown those strengths. It can be sometimes difficult to kind of think, well, I'm not too sure about my strengths, but ask your friends, your family, your teachers, because I'm sure they'll be able to recognize that in you a lot easier. And then you can kind of prepare some examples for those as well. Just having a look through. Is a degree as an apprenticeship only as good as where you do the apprenticeship? Not 100% sure what that all means. Exactly. In terms of kind of, if you mean like the degree provider, if you wanted to sort of look into who provides our degrees that we offer alongside our apprenticeships, they are all on our website. Again, they vary. Often the degrees are provided by Aston. I know we've got MKU and Cranfield providing our new programmes degree. But pop another question in if that hasn't quite answered. Where are DHL based? So we are all over the globe, but for the purpose of our apprenticeship, so they're all over the UK. So there's a real variety in there, but on our website against each individual job description, we do put the location. But yeah, there's about 400 sites across the UK. So hopefully where you're based now, there's a site and a role available nearby. How can I apply? Great question. So we have a big kind of global general careers site. You will find our apprenticeships on there, but the best place to find them is our DHL Next Generation Talent website. If you're just to type in DHL Next Generation Talent into any browser, it will be one of the first websites that comes up. We have a specific apprenticeship page there. So not only are all the apprenticeship roles to be found there, but there's also some frequently asked questions, some videos, some case studies, links to helpful other areas of our website. So that would be the best place to find them. Does there tend to be A-level and GCSE grade requirements, such as definitely not anything as high as kind of A stars and 9s specifically being asked for. If you look on each role individually, because it ranges for level 3 to level 6, you'll see the requirements to join the programs. But no, it's often just have you got your maths and English? What apprenticeships are most popular at DHL? That's a really good question. I think, to be honest, where we kind of see a lot of popular roles this year have been on a lot of our new digital and technology roles. However, I do think it's worth having a read through and a look through everything that's on offer, because we do offer a lot of things that you wouldn't necessarily expect from like a logistics firm. So it's worth kind of looking at all of them rather than just kind of picking by the title. And are there any cybersecurity apprenticeships at DHL? Yes, there is a cybersecurity and risk analyst level 4 apprenticeship live at the moment, and that can be found on our Next Generation Talent website as well. I've just seen Lottie put the camera on. I'm thinking that we're coming to the end of our time, maybe.
That was amazing. Lots of insightful information there. A lot of exciting opportunities with DHL as well, which
big range available.
Really great. So if there are any unanswered questions that you've put into the Q&A, if you just pop them over to the booth, we will get back to you shortly on those, and we'll provide all the answers very soon. So the recording, as I said earlier, will be live imminently. So if you need to go back and look at anything, then feel free. You can go and watch back the recording. So yeah, well, I hope everyone has a lovely day. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been really good, very insightful. And thank you to Thea and Daisy.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Amazing. Thank you so much, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.